Center of the room. Make sure you protect your head and neck. This is seriously very important, folks, because this storm has a history of producing damage out in our western communities, and now it is getting closer to downtown Nashville, which is a very heavily populated area. We now have a confirmed tornado.
It's in Davidson County. Let's see, it's observed. It was on, it was the TN dot cam. It just crossed 155 with numerous power flashes.
Okay, I think someone's coming in. Christina, if we can get those traffic cameras up too, that would be probably helpful. Hey, if there's anything on Bridgestone or anything, let me know. If guys upstairs, if you're seeing anything, there's a confirmed tornado now on the ground. Folks, this just got really, really serious. If you're in Davidson County and you're hearing this, if you know anyone that lives in downtown Davidson County, this was just seen on one of our traffic cameras. Or one of the T-Dot cameras, folks. So you need to be taking your tornado precautions. I'm going to zoom down. Since this is a confirmed tornado, I'm going to get down and go street to street with people. All right, folks, if you live in Davidson County right now, you need to be going down to the lowest level, a room with no windows, preferably a basement, a bathroom, a closet. I'm going to get down low here, and I'm going to show you where this storm would be at. I'm going to get this on velocity product so we can just show you exactly where this storm would be located, the bright green, the bright red. Okay, this is going to be near Hydes Ferry Road. Dr. Walter S. Davis Boulevard, Buchanan Street. This is coming to you next. I'm going to circle the rotation so you can see this here. This is where it is confirmed. It has been seen on the ground. Again, it is extreme. It's large. An extremely dangerous tornado was located near Nashville, moving east at 45 miles an hour. This is a dangerous storm, folks. Dangerous storm. Okay, just crossed 155 with numerous powerful flashes. Folks, this storm is getting bigger too by the second. The bright greens, the bright reds. Okay, I'm going to get down low. If you know anyone right now near Ed Temple Boulevard, Buchanan Street, this is about to cross over Interstate 40, the corridor, Interstate 40, where it connects with 65. Folks, you need to be telling people to wake up now and get down in their basement. This is really dangerous. This is a heavily populated area. This is going to be near Highway 12, 24 Avenue North, 17th Avenue North. I mean, this is going to go right near basically the west side of Nashville right now. It's going down. And it's moving fast. Oh, my goodness. It's moving really fast. Okay, hold on. It's starting to blend in now. I got to go back and look over.
Yeah, and it's definitely, it's got a hook to it. Let's see what correlation coefficient looks like.
Is it showing anything?
Let me see. Oh, no, not much right now. It's kind of hard to see. It's so close to the radar.
It's getting close to the radar.
Which is the problem here. But yeah, I'm trying to see here correlation coefficient, which if y'all want to show, I'm not sure if we're showing max 2 right now, but you can see correlation coefficient. Whenever you see a brighter area that kind of looks like a ball, that's when it indicates that there's something up in the air, which is often debris. So right now I'm not quite seeing anything, but once again, it's close to the radar. And it's going to be hard to tell, and that's going to be a little bit of an issue with this system. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over to velocity. And once again, the signal here is a little bit muddled, but we have confirmation, spotter confirmation. And if you look at the basically what it looks like on radar with the rain here and the lightning, there's a hook. And that is a good indicator that there is a tornado, and we have confirmation of the tornado on the ground from a trained spotter. So we know that it has been on the ground at times, and we're going to continue.
Mary, this is probably going right downtown Nashville right now.
That's what it looks like
to the north of North Nashville. This is like Germantown area, folks. If you're in the Germantown area, folks, you need to be taking your tornado precautions right now. This thing is flying, and then it's going to pass over. It would be going towards East Nashville.
Wow, and this is not the first time we've seen a tornado do this.
No, not at all. And this is just probably north of Broadway. If I'm looking at this right now, it's just north of the Broadway area, probably near 2nd, 3rd Avenue, near Cowan Street, north. It would be rolling right into North 1st Avenue very quickly, somewhere between I-24, 65, where it links up, would be moving east to East Nashville. Folks, this is a very dangerous situation. This is a confirmed tornado on the ground. It is a large tornado on the ground. Folks in East Nashville, you need to get up right now and get into your safe spot. Okay, this is going to cross over basically and go into East Nashville, I believe. I'm looking at just things. I'm just trying to see streets. I'm going to try to tell you everything. Spring Street, you're in the direct path of this. It's going to go over 31 West, 24 Cleveland Street, Cowan Street, over to North 5th Street.
Can you see it on the cameras? Nissan, do you have Nissan? Can you point it toward?
All right, hold on. I'm looking at
Nissan cam, and see if you can see it with Arena cam.
Yeah, we're going to look at cameras too just to see this, because it disappears on the radar here a little bit, so it's harder for me to see.
Can you reset it up there?
Okay, hang on. I'm looking at this.
Reset that and see if you can see it on Nissan.
I'm looking for the.
Let us know if you can.
I'm looking for the bright greens and the bright reds right now. It's really hard to tell that, but again, that hook is a very good indication of where things would be. It looks like a debris ball.
Yes,
a debris ball.
Coefficient looks like now. I think we're seeing a little bit here. They had some activity on correlation coefficient earlier, and then it started to lower. But right now, I think that it's definitely popping back up. So it would be on. Is that the east side here?
East side now. Now we're in Woodland Street, guys. We're at South 10th Street, folks. If you know anyone right now that is near Eastland Avenue, call them right now. Call them at Greenwood Avenue. Call them at Fatherland Street. East Nashville, folks, I really need you to get your folks up right now. This thing is moving, and it looks like it may have a debris ball attached to it, folks. And this would be moving, if it continues in this same path, it's going to be moving right over 155 towards McGavick Pike. This would continue. I mean, this is why it's tornado warned, let's be real, right into Wilson County. It would be going into there next. But right now, it looks like that ball, it would be near the east side, kind of near the...
Fatherland Street, you need to be taking shelter. Main Street there, Forest Avenue. And this, you know, sort of toward the, I would say the heart of the east side especially, you need to be on alert. You know, just at any of these locations east of the river, you definitely want to be using caution. I'm going to take a closer look. And once again, the fact that it's so close to the radar and it's heading almost directly toward the radar, which is not going to help things here. But we're keeping a close eye on it. But it is a fast mover, and we're trying to get some visual confirmation of it.
I'm just telling you right now, I'm looking at our Tootsie's camera is totally down. That's not good.
No.
Okay.
No, that's not good at all. So, and it looks like it might have gone, was it 2nd and 3rd Street you said earlier?
It was near it. It wasn't far.
Have you seen anything on the Nissan camera? They are trying to move that right now.
Okay, let me see.
Let's see. And upstairs, if you can hear us.
It's very dark. Hold on.
It's very dark. And it's pushing off. I don't know if they can turn it all the way.
Can you guys turn it to the east?
They're working on it.
Okay, so here we go. Let me just get back to
observed. Let's see. Here's a new thing. Confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado moving east at 45. So no new updates, but Davidson, Sumner, Wilson counties until 1 o'clock.
And
so
this is going to be
a fast mover.
This is moving. It's flying. It already went past it, basically. So let me get on. Let me get it on the radar thing again, so we can kind of look and see if I can find it again, like I was finding it before. Because that's the only way right now. I'm having trouble with the velocity products. So it looks like right now, somewhere between, it'd be basically over or very close to Eastland Avenue. It'd be moving towards McGavick Pike, crossing over 155, so Briley Parkway.
Here we go. What we need to do is switch over to a different radar, and you can see a little bit better. It's going to be a little different, but you can see it right here. So let's see if
if you can move it to the other one or whatever.
Move it to the other one. That might be the better option if you can switch it over. But it's certainly, and you know, right now it still has had that sort of hook right there, and that's, I think, the best indicator. This is kind of a classic looking tornado, but you know, anyone on the east side right now, you need to be taking caution. If you're seeing damage, when you can safely, once it's over with, once it's safely, you can get safe. If you can, you know, give us, send us an email. You can email us pictures to pix@WKRN.com. But we want to see what you're seeing so we can get you some help out there. But we are going to be watching this as it continues off to the northeast. Damage. So, okay, so we have power outages
Nashville.
in
There we
East
go.
Nashville.
So, all right, folks, so here we go. Let's just, if we go over to Weather One, I'm going to do a quick storm track of where I think this, if I were to say the tornado is right now and where it's going, because it's going pretty quick. It's going to be going across this entire area here. So some areas in the direct path length is going to be Donaldson at 1248. Well, it's basically over you. It's going to be there quick. So Donaldson, take your tornado precautions right now. Hermitage, 1251, you got about 4 minutes. Mount Juliet, you got less than 10 minutes. It's coming right over to you. Folks, if you know any friends that live in East Nashville right now, you should be calling them, especially if they live north of Elm Hill Pike. Now, well, actually, now it's going over Briley Parkway, so it's actually going to move out of Eastie soon. And move over Briley. So McGavick Pike, if you know anyone near McGavick Pike, Two Rivers Parkway, that area right in there, that's where the tornado would be right now, I believe. It would be crossing over Briley Parkway north. It would be heading towards 70, towards Old Hickory Boulevard. This would parallel, folks. We might see something on the I-40 interstate cameras, too. Just heads up.
Yeah, can you take up I-40, Christina? Look at the cameras.
Just to see if we...
Half the cameras are down.
Well,
that's not good.
That could mean that it could have been taking out cameras from all we know from before.
Just went down too, so that's not good.
Okay, so this one is, this is right over Briley right now, honestly.
Right over Briley.
And this would be going towards, say, Bell Road, Central Park, our Central Pike, Lebanon Pike, Green Hill, you're in the path of this. Mount Juliet, you'd be in the direct path of this. Folks, if you have friends in Mount Juliet, okay, let's see here. I'm just trying to figure this out. We're going to try to figure out and see what's going on. Train Spotters reports power outages in East Nashville, Eastland Avenue, Chapel. I mean, if we know, if anybody in the newsroom too is hearing this right now, we should be going towards East Nashville because that area definitely got hit really hard. I think this kind of skipped through really fast West Nashville right into East Nashville, and now it's kind of slowly moving towards, not slowly, quickly moving towards Lebanon Pike, McGavick Pike there, Andrew Jackson Parkway. I just want to show you this here. We've been looking on it on different reports here, but folks, this is a really, really dangerous situation. If you notice the timestamp on this, it is 12:49 in the morning, folks. Most people are asleep. If you have friends, please, family members, call them, wake them up. This is a large confirmed tornado on the ground around downtown Nashville, now moving east of downtown Nashville, moving past, actually really east Nashville, and now moving towards Lebanon Pike here. You see this is I-40, okay? This is a major thoroughfare. Moving towards I-40, next in the line of this big tornado would probably be Mount Juliet here or Green Hill. So if you know anyone in this area that's already crossed over the Briley Parkway area, but if you know someone that lives near the Andrew Jackson Parkway, near Hermitage, you would definitely want to call them because this is heading that way, and it's heading that way very fast. It has a velocity. It's been moving really to the east at about 45 to 50 miles an hour. It's creating major power outages where it goes. It basically takes out everything. When they saw it with the lightning flash on, it was a large, violent tornado. Large, violent tornado, meaning you need to get up now and get downstairs, okay? We need to take this really seriously. You can kind of see, and we've been watching this. It has that hook, like Mary was talking about right here. We have Mary with us. We have Christina with us. We have this hook right in here near Lebanon Pike here. That's where that inflow is going to be. That's where that notch is going to be. That's where the tornado is going to be. And it's been hard to see because, you know what? Here's the radar beam. It's hard to tell where that's going to be because it's so close to the radar beam. And what scares me is once it gets very close to the radar beam, we may not be able to see it for a little while. So, folks, again, Lebanon Pike, it's right over you right now. It's going to be moving east, so it's going to be following that I-40 corridor, and it's going to be heading towards Mount Juliet. Downtown Mount Juliet is next in the path. Green Hill is in the path, and Andrew Jackson Parkway, this is going to be over you very, very quickly. Lots of lightning with this. In Dixon County, producing baseball-sized hail. This storm was getting very strong and strengthening. We need to watch this one very, very carefully as it moves towards Lebanon Pike and into Central Pike. By the way, I might need batteries because I feel like my mics are clipping a little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
It's something else? Okay, just to make sure.
Yeah, power outages. There's a lot going on right here.
Okay. Okay. No,
yeah.
Okay, that's not good.
Yeah, so we're getting reports of damage, potentially, and this was from earlier, but this was just basically in downtown, a little bit north of Charlotte Ave. So there's likely some damage there from earlier. Now this is east of that now, and we're watching Mount Juliet, these areas. So basically what you need to do right now is if you are under this warning, go to a room with no windows, go to the lowest level of the room. Protect your head and neck. We want to make sure that you stay safe, but this is definitely an extremely dangerous situation, a dangerous tornado, and it's starting to show up better here actually on our velocity tracker. It's pretty close to the radar, so this is tracking. Let's see, this is northeast at 45, so it is a very fast-moving storm, and it's going to be hard to keep up with it in between radar scans. But basically, what I'm going to do is put a tracker on it. I'm going to zoom. I'm actually going to take this out just a little bit so I can get a better view because it's moving so fast. I want to make sure that everyone is in this tracker, and I'm going to draw it a little larger just in case, so that way everyone knows what's going on. So I'm tracking this to the northeast. It's moving fast. Mount Juliet, this is getting right up on you, and it'll be there in a few minutes. It's probably going to pass more on the north side of Mount Juliet, but everyone in Mount Juliet, you need to be seeking shelter right now. LaGuardo, Cairo, Cope Course at Boxwell, these areas. And, you know, there's spots that are not quite in the warning that still you need to be taking caution. 109, Martha, you're not in it yet, but it's heading your way. It'll probably pass between Martha and Gallatin. So if you live between Martha and Gallatin right there on 109, I would say seek shelter or plan to seek shelter shortly because this, once again, the movement of this is to the northeast, and we want to make sure that you stay safe and that you are ready for what's coming your way. But yeah, it's moving so fast that it's hard to almost keep up with. But Mount Juliet, Silver Springs, Green Hill, Cairo Bend, you folks and Martha, please seek shelter right now. And I'm going to put this back into our sweeping mode here so I can kind of show you what's going on, because that hook has been pretty prevalent with this storm, and we like to, that's a very good indicator. It's getting closer to the radar, so it's going to be harder to look at. We're probably going to have to switch. We now have Mount Juliet, Lebanon, Martha, these folks, you guys are in. So it looks like maybe it's moving a little bit more to the east now.
Yeah,
we've got 45.
We've got a new warning, so I'm going to get up here real quick and start talking about this real quick, Mary, if that's okay.
Oh, of course. Yeah,
and we have a lot of while I'm getting transitioned here. Christina, you're on Max 3, right?
Yes, Christina's on Max 3,
and you've got a good picture of.
Yeah, this is Ellington Parkway at Ben Allen Road. This is just
Ellington Parkway at Ben Allen Road. Okay.
Just east of the city. I've been seeing just massive lightning flashes, a ton of rain. Unfortunately, a few cars on the road. That's not great.
That's not good. No, people should not be on the road right now.
This is generally that direction.
Okay, that's good to know. Okay, guys, so here we go. The tornado warning has been extended now, folks. We're going to get into this. Mary, I would get a show together, honey, because we're going to be on for a bit. For Davidson and Wilson County until 1:30 in the morning now, guys. This is now moving east. And look at what's in the path. We got Lebanon. We got Mount Juliet. Mount Juliet, you're up first. If anyone has friends, family in Mount Juliet, call them right now. Wake them up. This storm is producing a tornado. I don't know if the tornado is still on the ground right now, but it was a large tornado, a very violent tornado moving through downtown Nashville, East Nashville. A lot of places taking hits from this storm, okay? And we have reports of that, and power out now in East Nashville and even near the Hermitage area. So the bright greens, the bright reds, this is the area of concern right here. That's where the rotation would be. It's about to move into the west side of Mount Juliet here. And so we're going to watch that. I'm going to put it on a storm tracker on you so you can see where this is all headed, because it is moving pretty fast. And I should probably clear that one because it's actually moving to the east at about 45 miles an hour. There we go. And you can see it's going to be near Mount Juliet in about 4 or 5 minutes max. Lebanon, you're going to see this in about 15 minutes or so. So we don't have much time to wake people up and let them know that there's a dangerous storm heading in their direction. And the National Weather Service feels that the tornado may still be on the ground, and that's why they have gone ahead and issued this tornado warning and extended it east into Davidson County now, and also, well, eastern Davidson County, and also into Wilson County. Hail size a little bit less than it once was, but still something that we're going to be watching very carefully. Still have that tornado warning too for Davidson, Sumner, and Wilson County as this continues to move. Now, I did zoom down because I wanted to show you where the bright greens and the bright reds are. Really, it's over. Oh, now it just moved again. See, this is kind of the cone of silence. As we get around the radar beam, it gets harder to see, but it's somewhere right in here. You see that real bright red. Chandler Road, it's right over you right now. John Hager Road, it's right there. It's just north of you, really. It's south of West Division Street. This is about to go into downtown Mount Juliet, folks. Okay? This is about to go into downtown Mount Juliet. So if you know anyone there, please get them to go downstairs in their basements, go down to the lowest level. It's so important you do that. It's about to cross into Pleasant Grove Road, Cedar Lane, Northwest Rutland Road, Northern Mount Juliet Road. Another one, Belinda Parkway is not that far away from it. Eastgate Boulevard, Beckham Road, Curd Road, lots of neighborhoods. I know there's a lot of shopping centers around this area too, so just be careful. Again, I did put a storm track, but it's racing so fast that it's going to go right into Mount Juliet. It's pretty much into Mount Juliet now. And then some other cities in the path of this storm. It's going to be Silver Springs at about 12:49, Leeville at about 1:01, and Lebanon, you're going to see this at about 1:08. So it is coming very quickly. And folks, this is a storm that has been producing a large, violent tornado that has done damage in downtown Nashville, that has done damage in East Nashville. So Wilson County, I need you to wake up and I need you to go into your safe zone. Take everything you know with you. And remember, the power is going to go out with this one. We are streaming live on Facebook. Make sure you go and find us on Facebook. It's just WKRN News 2. Find us, find us, find us. We will keep you safe throughout the night. But we're watching this large tornado that at one point's on the ground, may still be on the ground. Right, and if it is, it's going to be going right into downtown Mount Juliet as we speak. We're also blanketed, by the way, with a severe thunderstorm warning. So if you're not seeing the rotation, you're definitely seeing the tornado warnings. And I'm going to send it over to Mary Mays. She has more on this.
All right. Thank you, Danielle. Also, let's check the Mount Juliet cameras. to see if those are up, but we definitely want to be using extreme caution. I'm not sure if I'm on camera right now. I'm on camera too. Do I need to move? I'm good. Okay, there we go. So the tornado warning goes until 1:30, and this is for Davidson and Wilson County. So Green Hill, Lebanon, Martha, Mount Juliet especially, be using caution. And I need to switch over. There we go. So we've been watching this as it moves off to the east, and look how fast it's moving. We're getting reports of damage in East Nashville, the north side of Nashville, or I would say north of Broadway would be the better way to put it. But so there's two warnings. This one is the one where we are seeing the storm, and it looks like it's moving directly over Mount Juliet right now. So we are keeping a very close eye. So here's the very close view right now of the velocity. So that way we can see where the wind is turning. Toward is green, toward the radar. Red is away. When they're together, that means there's rotation, and we have a confirmed tornado. So East Division Street, Rutland Drive, Belinda Parkway, Sunset Drive, Mount Juliet Road. This is moving through right now. So it's moving right through Mount Juliet. Please be cautious. I hope you are in your safe space. You need to be in an area with no windows, a bathroom, lower level of your house. Cover your head, cover your neck. Please be safe and call anyone if you know somebody who lives there or just off to the east, Rutland Drive. They don't have a lot of time, and we want to make sure that they stay safe. So putting this in velocity tracker, Green Hill, Mount Juliet, Silver Springs. It looks like it's moving right through Mount Juliet right now. So please make sure you are seeking shelter. There's not a lot of hail with this, but that concern, of course, is the tornado warning. And this is a stormy morning for all of us, but right now our concern is this tornado warning right here. And once again, I'm just going to take a look really quickly. I'm actually going to move some of this so we can get this. We have video confirmation.
It was on the ground in East Nashville.
It was on the ground in East Nashville. So we know that it was on the ground from multiple spotters. We just looked at video of it as it was moving through East Nashville. So this is an extremely dangerous tornado that has moved multiple miles at this point from when it was spotted. And it cut a path through Nashville into East Nashville, and right now it looks like it is just north of, we're seeing that rotation around Northwest Rutland Drive, Belinda Parkway, right along 40. If we, Christina, if you want to try to see if you can find anything on those cameras on 40, potentially, or 109, but 40 might actually give you a good view of it, just around Belinda Parkway.
Actually, if you want to,
if you guys can take,
can you take max 3?
Can we take max 3?
Okay, because this is, where is this at? So
this is 440 near the 65 junction. So
okay, that's the sign down, guys.
Yeah, we have a sign down.
It's down on the ground.
Down on the ground.
And those are heavy. Those are not easy to push down. All right, okay. So, and it just moved. We just got in the latest update with velocity tracker here. And it is not looking good. I'm going to put in correlation coefficient right now to see if I can see anything.
And then I'm going to go street to street, Mary. I got to go street to street.
She's going to go street to street, but yeah. So I'm not quite seeing anything here on correlate. Okay. It looks like there's a little notch, though, so there might be something there. Danielle, are you ready?
Yes, I'm going to go real quick. I just want to go real fast here. I'm going to take weather one real fast. I'm just going to show you this. Okay, the bright greens and the bright reds, just to kind of, I'm going to pull out for a second so you can kind of see this. It's now east of Mount Juliet. It is now south of Martha. It is about to move over Highway 109. It is paralleling I-40, paralleling Interstate 40 right now. It is basically just north of the Belinda Parkway area. The bright green and bright red, I'm going to zoom in. It's right on Volunteer Boulevard. And it is also, oh, we got a new tornado warning. Considerable tornado damage threat, considerable. A large and extremely dangerous tornado was located where, I'm just saying, over Belinda City, and is extremely dangerous, okay? And 8 miles west of Lebanon. Folks, this is getting really, really serious. We need to make sure we're waking up all of our friends and family. I'm going to tell you right now, it is right over Rutland Drive, Volunteer Boulevard, Eastgate Boulevard. I hope you are downstairs right now in the basement. You need to be. East Division Street, it's coming to you next. Here's some neighborhoods. There's a lot of roads right in front of me. Posley Hill, North Posley Hill Road, it's going right over you right now. Hickory Ridge Road, Division Street. I'm sorry, I'm going street to street now, but you folks need, if I say your street, you need to get down. It's paralleling I-40. It is near Hickory Ridge Road, East Division Street, Quarry Road, Bluegrass Parkway, Bluegrass Circle, Timber Trail Drive. It's going to be going over Highway 109. I'm going to real quick see it's jumping fast. It's moving fast. I'm going to take you real quick out. I'm going to do a quick storm track on this one for you guys so you can kind of see where it's going to be heading next and some areas of concern. Folks, this bright green and bright red is not good. It has really intensified. This is definitely a large and dangerous tornado about to hit Leeville. You see the green, you see now bright pink. Bright pink is an even more intense wind, folks. You need to be downstairs in the basement if you can. Please get into a basement. I can't urge you enough to do that right now. Please call any friend in Leeville and family member right now and get them downstairs. This is about to cross over 109, and this is a large, dangerous tornado that is on the ground. It has already done so much damage in Nashville, East Nashville, and now it's moving into Mount Juliet, past Mount Juliet, into Leeville. And then, folks, guess who's in the next path? Lebanon, it's coming right to you. Egan, you can see this at 111. West End Heights, you'll see this at 112. This is a developing situation, but you see that intense green, that intense red. That is where the rotation is, folks, and that is where the large tornado is on the ground and about to cross over 109 right now. It's basically 109 and Interstate 40. If you know where that junction is, folks, it is going over that right now. If you live near that junction, you need to get downstairs in the basement now. Now, I can't stress that enough. It is a large and violent tornado on the ground, already causing lots of damage.
Danielle, we have Jerry Varler out there right now. I'm not quite sure where he's at, but he has passed significant damage. He'll be doing a phone interview with us shortly, but right now, he's up right now. All right, we're going to have to take him briefly while Danielle resets. Jerry, what's going on?
Hey, Mary, yeah, I just came in from the west side, woke up, saw your tornado on the ground email, headed into work, and at Briley and Centennial Boulevard, heavy damage. I had to dodge cedar trees, metal roofing. Saw lots of fire trucks over towards the Centennial Boulevard exit, down on Centennial Boulevard, lots of semis that were stopped, more fire engines down towards the prison and down towards the airport down there. I'm seeing multiple fire units heading that way as I'm still coming in towards town. And then around I-40 and 28th Avenue, multiple fire trucks there. I saw a tree that was split next to an apartment complex. But major damage done out there at Centennial and Briley Parkway.
Wow. All right. Thank you, Jerry. Yeah. Okay, you're cutting in and out, but thank you so much for that report. So confirmed damage. We're getting reports, but this is just in line with what's going on with what we know in terms of the fact that this is an extremely dangerous tornado. And thank you, Jerry, for giving us that ground truth and, on your way into work. And we appreciate you so much. I think we're about to head over back to Danielle. Are you ready, Danielle?
I'm ready. I want to get right on to this because this is a serious situation. This tornado warning is for Wilson County. It is heading towards Lebanon right now, folks. We have a lot of damage already being reported, but this bright green and bright red, I cannot stress it enough. There's the bright green. There's the bright red. This is where the tornado is. And it is a large tornado. It has just crossed over 109. It is right along I-40. If you're on Interstate 40, you should not be on Interstate 40 because this could actually be on Interstate 40 or at least part of it. And it's about to cross when it goes and connects to 840, okay? So if you know that intersection I-40 to 840, that area right in there, that is where that large confirmed tornado is headed over next. The other roads in the path, South Hartman Drive. And then it looks like it will hit southern Lebanon area, like the city of Lebanon. It'll hit the south of it, really from 231-40. That's where it is paralleling right now. Now, I've zoomed in because I want to tell you, you can see these bright greens and bright reds. I will tell you, if you live west of a 109 and 40, you're okay. If you live east, it's a totally different ballgame, and you need to be calling people that are in the path. Leeville Pike is one of the areas in the path. Winwood Drive is another one that's in the path. South Hartman Drive is another one in the path. And we have Armstrong Drive up here. Again, this is really hugging I-40 right now and may go over I-40 and 840 here. It is a large, violent tornado on the ground, and it is fast moving. Look at this. It's now jumped, guys. It's now in Leeville Pike. It's now basically over the 840 corridor, okay? This thing is moving and hauling to the east at about 45 miles an hour. Lebanon, you do not have much time. You need to get downstairs in the basement right now. Folks, if you live south of Lebanon, the city of Lebanon, and you live south near 40 where it connects to 231, I need you to get downstairs now. This is a large violent tornado that has been causing quite a bit of damage, and you see the bright greens, you see the bright reds. This is just a classic large tornado on the ground, and it is 1:08 in the morning, folks, so this is dangerous.
Goodness. Yeah, so looking at, right along 40 there, Leeville Pike, see Sharpman Drive, Tucker's Gap Road, Barton's Creek Road, these areas, so south side of Lebanon, sorry, excuse me, it is moving very, very fast. So basically, with these scans, we get them, the radar is moving about as fast as it can, but it's not going to be in real time necessarily. So, these areas that we're calling out just to your north, this is an immediate danger for you. You need to be seeking shelter. So the city of Lebanon, if you're on the south side here along 231, Maddox, Simpson Parkway, Park Avenue, if we're calling out your names, please seek shelter. Just remember, a basement. If you don't have a basement, get on the lowest level of your house and a closet or a bathroom with no windows. Protect your head, protect your neck. And if you have a helmet on hand, put that on. It doesn't hurt. But we are watching this as it's been moving through. It's been a fast mover, an incredibly dangerous tornado on the ground at times. And we're for sure it is definitely producing damage. We've seen video of it. Please, please be very cautious. I'm going to take a closer look here with our velocity tracker. I'm going to kind of go on and off, and I'm going to put a tracker on this. So it is moving very quickly, and I want to make sure that you know what's going on in terms of where it's heading right now. So I'm going to kind of put this on if you're in these areas. So Lebanon Municipal, you need to be seeking shelter right now in Lebanon, period. Tucker's Crossroads, Flat Rock, Grant, this is heading your way next. And remember, this is an incredibly fast-moving, dangerous storm, confirmed tornado on the ground. We're watching it very carefully. It's had that history of producing damage, and we're waiting to see if we have any ground truth there around Lebanon, but it did just move through Mount Juliet as well. If you have any reports to send us, please do. We're keeping a close eye on the South Maple Street. Seek shelter right now, so kind of getting a little closer in. Leeville Pike, Tucker's Gap, Franklin Road, Tater Peeler Road. That's an interesting name there. But Tater Peeler Road, please. South College Street, South Maple Street, Knoxville Avenue, Harding Drive, Spring Street, south side of Lebanon. If you are in this area, Canesville Road, 70, Park Avenue, Tennessee Boulevard, Bluebird Road, CL Manier Street, Trousdale Ferry Pike, please, Peyton Road. Even if you're just immediately south of 40, you need to be seeking shelter. But this has been pushing off to the east and northeast. It's still moving east at 45, it looks like. But putting that into motion. This is so fast moving. Look how fast it is when I put it into motion here. So basically, it's on the south side of Lebanon right now, along 231, just north of 40. We've been trying to call out your names, your streets. I'm going to put correlation coefficient on and see if I see anything. It looks like there might be a little bit of debris there, actually.
Yeah, it looks that way.
It looks like there's debris. So
right around Lebanon, right south of Lebanon, right there on Maple Street, right there.
That's our debris tracker right there, and yeah. So.
Oh boy. Okay, hold on. That's not good.
No, it's not good.
Lebanon.
So Lebanon.
No.
So Lebanon, south side of Lebanon, even into the heart of the city there, does not look great for you guys. I'm gonna zoom in here with our velocity again.
It's throwing debris right now. It's throwing debris now. Park Avenue, now it's up to Bluebird Avenue. Folks, the tornado warning, they're keeping it going, and that, yeah, it would be definitely Bluebird Avenue, Park Avenue, Maddox, Simpson Avenue. It's basically along I-40.
And it's moving faster now, east at 50.
Yeah, east at 50. They said tornado damage threat is considerable. They said a confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado located near Lebanon moving east at 50 miles an hour. And you can see that on correlation coefficient. I'm actually going to circle this real quick. If you want to go over to max 1, I'll just show you what I'm talking about here. I'm going to show you the where that debris is. So when I circle this here, that's where the actual tornado is. Okay, that's where it's throwing debris up right now, and that is right just west of Bluebird Road. It's about to go over. It's basically Interstate 40. It's on 70 right now. So between Interstate 40 and 70, folks, if you know what I'm talking about, you're in Lebanon, right? And you live near there, it's right over you right now. Now, here's the thing. It's moving east at 50, like Mary mentioned. So heads up for folks to the east. And I'm going to just get a quick tracker on this and show you exactly who's in the path of this storm, because it's going to be moving, and it's going to be moving pretty quickly. Now, there's not a lot of towns, I'm sure, with this one. So let me just, well, there's Tucker's Crossroads. I've been there before. I've been to that school. 1:17 in the morning. That's going to be hitting you. So you've got about 4 minutes with this one. But now I'm going to go down, and I'm actually going to zoom down to some streets, because at this point, we know that there is debris being launched around Bluebird Road. So here's where it's going near Cole Lane, Trousdale Ferry Pike. It's basically hugging. Okay, it's riding I-40 on the east. It's about to go over Sugar Flat Road. That, you know, where I-40 intersects with Sugar Flat Road, some other smaller towns that it's about to hit, or some roads. Bethany Lane, where Bethany Lane hits I-40, okay, where Bethany Lane intersects with Spring Creek Lane. That's where it's going next. It is doing probably considerable damage right now over Bluebird Road, Peyton Road, and even over towards... even towards I-40. It's really
you can see the debris. Bluebird Road, Peyton
the bright
Road.
blues, the bright greens. Where Mary and I I've circled it for you, so you can see this on our map. Where it is, I'm circling the Bluebird. I know that, but that is really where the debris is at, and that thing continues to move to the east. So just to let you know, again, some roads in the path and some street names. Bethany Lane. Where Bethany Lane connects with Trousdale Ferry Pike, you folks need to be down the basement. You need to hit it now. You don't have time. And Cole Lane. The next major, it looks like, well, there's the purple polygon until where it goes to, but it would be Trousdale Ferry Pike, and then also I-40, there's Spring Creek Lane, there's Locust Grove Road as well. Folks, it's really bad. We're also hearing that during the west side, to downtown, building collapses, gas main breaks. Also flooding in Whites Creek Road. Oh, no, that's not good. This is from my friend Joel, and he has a spot or two. This is not good. So west side.
We have a building gone in Germantown. Okay, also, which was earlier.
Okay,
yeah. So this is definitely
happening. Folks, I need you now. I need you to wake up any of your friends.
And it just jumped off to the east at Bethany Lane.
Oh no, now it's moved again. I got it. See how fast this is moving, Mary?
It's very fast, and that's the thing. When we call out in front of you, you know, we have to say, you know, a few streets above because of how fast this is moving. So Bend Green Road, Big Springs Road, you're not even under the warning yet, but you need to be seeking shelter. Flat Rock Road, and this is just so fast.
This is scary, Mary. Train spotter reports tornadoes still on the ground.
Now
crossing Highway 70, I-40. So, okay, that's right here.
40.
That's what we just saw. We just saw it. Okay, so guys, just so you know, when they were talking about this, I'm going to show you this real quick with arrows. They were talking about okay, this is 70. This is 40. If you're looking at the thing, there's where the storm is now, but it just crossed over that intersection. So, folks, if you live in that intersection area and you live east of it, you're under that direct path right now, folks. Okay, that it's really over you at this point, which is very, very scary. And then the next thing it would be moving towards, and I'm gonna, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put a spin on here and just kind of get a storm track going on this area, because I'm getting a little worried for the folks out to the west here, because these are folks that may have gone to bed. They may think they're okay. Okay, so we're talking about Tucker's Crossroads. I know that. I've been to that school. Tucker's Crossroads, it's about to be over you right now. There is the debris ball right in here, okay? We look for bright blues, we look for bright greens. That signifies that this storm and this tornado is still on the ground. It's chucking debris up right now. Okay, this is heading to the east at 50 miles an hour. Mary and I have been tracking this one. It is flying. Each scan, it flies. So Tucker's Crossroads, get down in your basement now. You probably have 1 minute or less. Grant, it's coming to you within the next couple of minutes. Okay, and it's going to be right over you. There it is. It's almost right over Tucker's Crossroad right now. It's almost, and by the way, the last spotter to see it saw it cross right here. Okay, it was literally on the ground right here. So it is still on the ground right now. They have just issued a new tornado warning. So I'm going to take you right to that one right now, if I can. I don't know if I can, actually, because I don't think I'm in play. But that's okay. We'll get to that in just a second. But I do want to show you that, again, it's this area. Well, now it's east of this area right there that you can see it. So, Mary, why don't you take over for just a second?
I'll take over, yeah. So the new warning, this is moving east at 50 miles per hour, 7 miles east now of Lebanon. But You know, I've been looking at the debris tracker just because I think that's giving us the best idea of where it's at right now. But, you know, Trousdale Ferry Pike is over you right now. Murphy Lane, probably over you, or really close to it. Linwood Drive, North Commerce Road, Bluebird Road, Trousdale Ferry Pike. If I'm calling your road, please look at the map right now. Swindell Hollow Road, Flat Rock Road, these areas, you're now in that warning. They've just updated it. And this has been an incredibly fast moving storm. And you can see here on Velocity Tracker, it's very obvious that there is a tornado because of just how bright the radar has been. So I am going to put a tracker on this as well, so that way we can see where it's going. It's pushing to the east at 50 miles per hour. It's one of those things that it's moving so fast that you just need to seek shelter immediately. So I'm going to call the names. Seek shelter now. If you are in these cities, just go ahead, get into your safe spot. If you're in Grant, Flat Rock, we've called Tucker Crossroads. It's pretty much over you right now. Carthage, Gordonsville, Stonewall, seek shelter. Get into your safe place, and your safe place needs to be on the lower level of your home. A basement is ideal. If you do not have a basement, get into a bathroom, a closet on the lower level of your home with no windows, and cover your head and cover your neck. So this is the newest tornado warning that we're coming up.
Okay, so here's one thing, Mary, we want to just tell people. Now, this tornado warning, I started with this tornado warning back in western areas, right? And this started in Camden. They're saying that it has done significant damage in Benton County to 15 to 20 homes. And also there was an injury being reported from this one. Okay, now they're saying that there is apparently damage coming in from East Nashville. We're getting a lot of damage pictures from East Nashville right now. Germantown, really bad. Oh my goodness.
Yes, Germantown.
Germantown looks really bad right now.
Yeah, they have a
photo up on our Max system.
Okay, she's got the photo up on Max, so if you can just show it real quick. This is Germantown. Let's get it up real quick on Max 3.
And the radar just shifted to the east now.
Stassi almost just sent that in. That's from Jack Brown's in Germantown. She says the building's completely gone. A friend just sent her these photos. You can see, I mean, obviously a lot of first responders, people standing outside, and not much left of that building. So definitely not looking good. A lot of damage associated with this storm.
This is just a mess. Okay, so here's what I want to get. I want to get back and just kind of show you guys everything that's going on. Like, if you're just joining us, first of all, the reason we've been staying with you all night long, and we have Mary with us and we have Christina with us, we're going to be here all night to keep you safe. But the biggest story is this: we now have a new tornado warning because this tornado that has been on the ground for now at least an hour is going to continue on the ground. We have train spotters saying it was on the ground around Lebanon, and now it's moving east. So now Jackson, Smith, and of course parts of eastern Wilson County now under this tornado warning until 1:45. So folks, if you know anyone in Jackson Smith, I'm talking Carthage, Gordonsville, Granville, South Carthage, let them know this whole mass, this tornado is heading towards Carthage and also Gordonsville. In fact, it's been hugging Interstate 40, so it would be closer actually to Gordonsville. And just to show you the debris tracker here, we look for the bright blues, and you can kind of see this here just east now of Trousdale Ferry Pike. It's really between 70 north and then Interstate 40 here. There's where the bright blues and bright greens are at, so we're watching that carefully. Now here is the velocity product. You look for a bright green, you look for a bright pink, right in this area, right in here. I don't know why I just did that. Let me just clear that off. Hold on. I'm going to do this one more time just to show you guys. Right in there is where that tornado is. And believe me, it has been a large, dangerous, violent tornado. And you know what time it is right now, folks? It is 1:21 in the morning. So if you have any friends that live in Gordonsville, you have family members that live in Carthage, I need you right now to call them and tell them they are under a tornado warning and they need to take their tornado precautions, because there's one on the ground that's done quite a bit of damage in East Nashville, in Germantown, and now heading towards Mount Juliet, Lebanon. It's done some damage, and now it's heading east. You see those bright greens, those bright reds, that is all hugging really Interstate 40 there, as you can see. And so if I put a storm track on this cell as it pulls out, and it is racing, me and Mary have been tracking this one, racing at about 50 miles to the east. Carthage, you will see this in less than 10 minutes. Grant, it's about to be on top of you. Grant, you're basically in the path of this dangerous, violent tornado. Grant, you need to get down low now and take your tornado precautions. Get down in the basement, get down the lowest level, center of a room with no windows. Carthage, you're coming up at 133. Elmwood, you're coming up at 136, and then Chestnut Mound, you'll see us 140, Buffalo Valley 143, and Beaumont at 150. So this is a violent tornado. It's large. It's been on the ground for quite a bit of time here, and we've been watching it carefully. It also does have with it some hail recorded, up to about a ½ an inch in diameter. We had some very large hail in some spots. So again, these are your tornado safety plans. You need to go down to the lowest level, a room with no windows, and protect your head and neck. By the way, I forgot to mention that we still have, besides all this activity happening, we still have a severe thunderstorm watch that just got issued for some of our western counties too. So we're going to be watching for severe weather throughout the rest of these morning hours for a lot of folks there. Here's the whole line, just in case people are wondering, where is the weather actually happening in relationship to where I live? Well, you can see this, okay? This is storm line number 1, and this is the tornado warned storm. Lots of heavy storms up to the north in southern Kentucky. This is flash flood prone. Then we've got another batch. Look at this. Out in West Tennessee and out towards some of our central areas, these could easily turn severe too. So we're going to have to watch all this very carefully. The storms are starting to light up, so I don't want to forget about any of you folks. But the reason why we're staying on air right now is for that tornado warning with that large, dangerous, confirmed tornado on the ground right now. Mary, do you have anything more?
I do. You know, I will go ahead and take over for a little bit because this is kind of, it's been moving so fast that it's trying to kind of outpace the warning. And, you know, it looks like we definitely have rotation right there over SP McClanahan Road, Grant Highway, so Denny's Branch Road, Plunkett Creek Road, Mofield Lane, and I've been kind of shifting everything off to the east because this has been such an incredibly fast mover. You know, Carthage, Gordonsville, Seek Shelter right now. I'm going to put the track on this. It does still look pretty active here on radar. So what I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to redo this. There we go. So I'm going to put the tracker on this so you guys know what's going on. Let's see, to the east.
That's from our
So
Wilson
Grant,
County. Yep.
New Middleton, Carthage, Stonewall, Elmwood, Granville, Gentry, Nameless, Ensor, Bloomington Springs. You folks use extreme caution. And what I'm going to do now is actually put on our debris tracker to see what I'm seeing on the ground. And so it looks like that we have a little bit of that blue right there. So there's the tornado.
Grant.
That's where it is, just north of Grant Road, Grant Highway right there. And this is where it is, Hicks Road, Kent Lane, Denny's Branch Lane, Barnett's Campground Lane, Deer Haven, Dyer Branch Road, and I'm going to go a little further east, Bradford Hill Road, Hogan's Creek Road, McKinney Road. You need to be seeking shelter right now because this is moving quickly. This is just a fast-moving storm. So when we show you this radar, you know, we want you to be using caution. And this is one of the interesting things about modern radar is that we can actually tell you exactly where things are because you see the debris right here. This is Hicks Road. So it's over you, or actually probably slightly to your east. By this point is probably over Denny's Branch Lane, Grant Highway. So these folks, I'm going to actually go ahead and zoom out a little bit so we can kind of tell where it's going. Here's the thing with radar scans. They can only go so fast. They can only turn so fast. So what we're doing is looking a little further to the east for you folks. Denny's Branch Road. You know, I have a lot of concern for you folks because Denny's Branch Lane, excuse me, you are probably seeing this right about now or close to you. Plunkett Creek Road, and I am, you know, the correlation coefficient, this is something as we call it the debris tracker. This has come in handy because you can see where it is, and you can see it here quite well on velocity as well. So Denny's Branch Lane, Grant Road, you folks need to be using extreme caution. You need to be in shelter right now. Lowest level of your home. If you don't have a basement, you definitely need to.
Okay, so Mary, I just want to tell you, we're getting a lot of damage now coming in. Okay, so I want to make sure people are aware that what you're saying is very, very true and very, very important, that they need to take this very seriously. So we know about the Germantown, we know about the East Nashville. Now we're getting reports from Wilson County when it came through. Golden Bear Gateway and Volunteer Boulevard reports extreme damage, metal roofs and roadways, power lines down near the FedEx distribution center, okay? They're also saying somebody's maybe even stuck in a truck right now, which is not good. We're also talking about the fact that in Belinda City, when we were talking about it getting close to the Lebanon area, they're saying significant tornado damage just north of I-40 and Highway 109, damage to all structures, 18-wheelers turned over, and all power is now out in this area. So, folks, I want to reiterate what Mary and I have been talking about, but we are saying this and we're going to keep repeating ourselves, but we're trying to keep you safe. Folks, this is a violent tornado that is on the ground. It has been on the ground for quite some time, and it is still causing damage near the Grant area. I'm going to circle again the the correlation coefficient. We call it debris tracker, but it basically shows us where there's debris flying, and you can see it's right by Denny's Branch Road, and all of this is going to be shifting very quickly to the east as it rolls fast down the road at about 50 miles an hour. So one area, now it just shifted a little south too, and that's not good because now it is right over Interstate 40. Folks, it is right over Interstate 40. This is a very dangerous situation. Hopefully nobody is on Interstate 40 right now. Between Interstate 40 and 141, and also the other road I would say that's close by. I'm just trying to see where it's actually on Grant Highway 2. We just got a new severe thunderstorm warning, but I'm going to clear that out for now because I'm really worried about this being over an interstate. If you know anyone driving on the interstate right now, please tell them they need to get off the interstate. It is right over it right now. So this is going to be going over Interstate 40 and where it connects and then hits into 141. Okay, and 141 kind of wraps around it quite a bit, in fact, but it's going to be near Lynch Lane, Outback Lane, Dry Fork Road, Bradford Hill Road. Let me just do a couple of things. I'm going to zoom out here. Gordonsville, this is coming straight at you. Gordonsville, this is coming straight at you. You don't have much time. This is a fast-moving storm. It's quick. It flies fast. And, I mean, if this holds together, we've got Old Middleton. It's right in front of you right now. Old Middleton, if you're not downstairs in the basement, you are in trouble. This is a large, violent tornado confirmed on the ground. It has done damage in Lebanon. It has done damage in Belinda City. It has done damage in East Nashville, in Mount Juliet. And now it's heading to you, Old Middleton. It's going to Gordonsville next. You only have 2 minutes in Gordonsville to get down to your safe zone. Stonewall, I just want to let you know about this too. Stonewall, you also will only see this in about a couple of minutes or so, and then it's going to head to Club Springs, by the way. So we're watching all this very carefully, and we're going to go out to Brett. He is out live with the very latest.
Hey, Danielle, yeah, this was a storm that moved through very quickly, and as you mentioned, a lot of damage we're seeing. This is I-24, excuse me, westbound at exit 47. That's Jefferson Street. This is a semi-truck that is on its side. We're actually told by some of the drivers, if you look off in the distance, you can see a truck down there. We're told that that was pushed off of the highway as well. And I kind of want to walk down this way with you just to show all the debris and damage. If we could walk here, Jerry. This is the underside of a semi-truck. So as you can imagine, very strong winds did this. The drivers said they are okay at this time. That's the good news here. But a lot of chaos left out on the interstate. A lot of cars still driving by. If you are heading out this morning, certainly taking effect. There's a lot of damage. So here's the other truck that we're taking a look at. They do have the tow trucks out here trying to resolve this, but you take a look on the ground and see pieces of the sign actually on the ground as well. So we are just getting our early look at what this has caused out here, the damage. This is, again, near East Nashville. You can actually take a look to the right and see some of the alarms going off in this hotel over here. Top Golf is off to the right, but a lot of flashing lights. We're seeing people kind of move around as well. The power is actually off in this area here. If you take a look off to the left, and you can see that the exit here is closed down. So a lot of people kind of walking around. We're still trying to assess the damage as we move on here, but yes, a lot of damage. Jerry, if you can actually zoom into that where that car is over there, it looks like the fence has blown down. So again, we're going to be out here assessing the damage, but you can see this is I-24 West and a lot of damage. So we'll try to get our bearings here and give you some more damage once it comes up. But again, certainly call your loved ones here and make sure they're okay, because this storm came through with a ferocity.
Okay, here we go. I want to show you this. This is a picture from Germantown. Look at this. You can see the damage, lots of structural damage down there. You can see it looks like things are just metal, kind of mangled together. Definitely signs, tornado possibly going through this time. And we did see the tornado on the west side of Nashville as it came closer to Germantown by power flashes. And that's the same storm we have been watching all night long from you. We've actually been watching it since Benton, Carroll, and Henry counties. And now we're all the way out to the eastern part of our state. We're looking at Jackson, Smith, Trousdale, Wilson County. Now, one thing I can tell you, the tornado warning has been dropped, which is good news for now. It's not to say that it could not spin right back up, because this storm went down for a little bit, if you remember, near Davidson County, and came right back up with a vengeance. But it does still have a severe thunderstorm warning out there for Carthage, Gordonsville. You can see this for Trousdale, Wilson, Jackson, and Smith counties. And again, the reason, again, is for lightning, wind gusts to 60 miles an hour. You can see the rotation has widened out a bit, which is good news. It does not look as tight or as wrapped as it once was, the tornado that is, that we were watching along the Interstate 40. I'm going to show you a few other things here as we can, and show you where we were dealing with the debris. This was the last debris track we had. So right near Gordonsville, there was a little bit of damage, it looks like, happening just to the west side of Gordonsville here, but maybe it's not tornado damage necessarily anymore. Now we're talking about the possibility of even straight line wind damage with this storm. But I'll tell you this much. You need to be thinking about your tornado precautions tonight, because we have several active storms that we are watching, and you want to be going down to the lowest level, a room with no windows. By the way, I wanted to let you know, the western side of the state is not done with weather yet either. We have lots of storms that are starting to develop and starting to strengthen, and because of that, Storm Prediction Center has gone ahead and issued a severe thunderstorm watch until 5 o'clock in the morning. I want to show you radar here. Lots of activity on the radar at this point. Now, up in southern Kentucky, it's a flooding thing. We have several areas that are under flash flood warnings, and several roads are closed because of flash flooding. But we've been concentrating on this storm that is severe thunderstorm warned, because across Interstate 40, it was tornado warned and has caused quite a bit of damage. We've had reports basically from Nashville to East Nashville to Mount Juliet to Belinda City, and then all the way over towards Lebanon, with damage reports coming on in. And now we've got this entire line of storms about to push in from the west here. And although they are not severe just yet, they could quickly turn severe. So we're going to be tracking all of these storms for you as we head through the evening and overnight hours. Well, now it's overnight hours. Sorry, I've been on air for a while. Okay, Jackson, Smith, Trousdale, Wilson counties, you are in effect for this severe thunderstorm warning until 2 in the morning now. And so, folks, wind gusts could be in excess of 60 miles an hour. We're also talking about hail, quarter size in nature, although we have had hail up to baseball size in nature in Dixon County. And we're watching these storms with lots of lightning, very heavy downpours, and we're going to continue to track it. The other thing it looks like is we got a flash flood warning that just got issued for parts of our area too, so I want to get to that one as well. Where is that for? Flash flood warning for a part of our area. Let me get into here real fast and show you this. This looks like for
Cheatham.
Yep. So we have a flash flood warning now for Cheatham, Davidson, Sumner, and Wilson counties, and this is going to be in effect until 3:30 in the morning. So again, just some things to think about with these storms as they're coming on by. I'll tell you this as we head into the morning hours: still heavy rain, still wind, still hail, still tornadoes can be expected. We're getting a lot of reports of a lot of damage being done around the East Nashville area. Hendersonville now coming in with some reports too. And then the other thing I want to make sure you guys are aware of for tonight and into the early morning hours, since these storms have been going on for quite a bit of time, hopefully you have your safety plan in place just in case we get another tornado warning. You have the phone charged and in the on position, because we are streaming on Facebook. You can find us just WKRN News 2. Make sure you're following our page as we stream the coverage, because a lot of you will lose power as the tornado comes through. And then the other thing is downloading the WKRN weather app. It's really important. So for the rest of this morning, what we're going to expect, well, more storms are going to start to develop, and they're going to start to train. So there could be severe storms, there could be tornado warnings, and there could be some more flash flood warnings that get issued through the morning hours for that ride into work. By 7 o'clock, most of the activity is pushing to the south and east, and then it will move out of here shortly after that. But the story is this: we still have that severe thunderstorm warning in effect for parts of our area. Okay, we want to go back out to Brett. He's talking to a witness right now that saw the tornado, I'm guessing. Out to you.
How long you been driving? 20 years.
What?
It came so fast. And then as soon as I got stopped and I didn't see the wind no more, I was scared the second one was going to come. So I ran under the underpass.
I can't imagine. Well, I'm glad you're okay.
Thank you.
What's your
I
name,
watched
man?
that.
Roy.
What?
Roy Harden.
Okay.
You good?
Okay, we're watching this really carefully here. By the way, we're looking at velocity products here. I like to put it in the velocity mode just to make sure nothing too crazy is happening, but we do still have some bright reds and some bright greens in here. So I would not be surprised if it's trying to tighten back up the rotation that is here. I'm going to circle it and show you exactly what I'm talking about. This is now west of Buffalo Valley, east of Gordonsville. In this area here, you can see still hugging Interstate 40, folks. So it's really on Interstate 40, this area of concern. Now, it is not tornado warned, just to let you know. It's a severe thunderstorm warning at this point. But we're watching the bright greens and the bright reds. And in particular here, I'm going to just put a storm track on if they do potentially issue a tornado warning, where this one would be heading, because it is going pretty fast. You know where it's going to be heading into. Buffalo Valley, you're very close on this path. Baxter, you're very close. So you'll see this in about 10 minutes. And then Rocky Point, you would see this at about 2:02, by the way. So just letting you know that this is a storm that we're watching. We've got one severe thunderstorm. Oh, now they just issued a new one. Hold on. We've got a new severe thunderstorm warning now for Jackson, Overton, Putnam, and Smith and White counties again. This is again till 2:15, and this is for wind gusts to 60 and $half sized hail. They are not saying there's a tornado warned with this one, but they're just saying that it's a severe thunderstorm warning. So that's the good news with all of these, is we have severe thunderstorm warnings. The bad news is this doesn't look as good as I would think. We've got, as we look at our velocity product here, we're starting to see that bright green and bright red get a little tighter, and I don't like the look of that on our product here. I'm going to circle it for you so you can see this. You remember the bright green, the bright red is the wind going away from the radar, the bright green, wind going to, and you can kind of see it's getting tighter near Buffalo Valley. Buffalo Valley, you could have some broad-based rotation in there. Just heads up. Of course, this is the radar shooting up higher, so this could be higher rotation, but still definitely some strong wind gusts probably coming down to Buffalo Valley right as we speak. And all of this is heading to the east and heading to the east pretty quickly. So this would be moving towards Cookeville at about 153. All good. You'll see this at about 156. And then Monterey, you're going to see this at about 206. And guess what? We are now back to getting a severe thunderstorm warning on the western side of the state. Folks, this is not going to be an easy night for us, okay? Storms are starting to beef up over on the western side, so I want to get right to that one, too. This one is for Benton. Oh, this is not good. This is for Benton County. Benton County, I just got a lot of confirmation from Benton County saying that several homes are totally gone in North Camden, just north of the Walmart, and there's an injury. It's not good in Benton County, and now we have a severe thunderstorm warning for Benton County right now. And so that is happening now. It looks like my radar is not filling in here for some reason on that.
Mine's working.
Is yours working on the Benton one?
It should be. Let's see.
Unless the radar is down.
Oh, they might be. All right, so I've got it.
Okay. Go over to Max 2, please, because Mary's got this one.
All right, which one are we? Which?
Benton County?
Benton County, okay.
No, that's west.
There we go. Oops, sorry. No, it's just my radar is having trouble too. It's these radars are
not
tired.
Well, you can just do it on like a 5-1. There you go.
Oh, this. Okay, so there's still some broad rotation right there, actually. Putting this into
Buffalo Valley one.
Buffalo Valley, yeah, that's actually a little concerning. I'm actually going to put on hail tracker real quick to see what's going on. Okay, so right around Gordonsville, Carthage, you've got that, and then let's see. I'm going to put this back on to 5 sweeps, just kind of giving everybody the view of what's going on. I'm going to put this into motion to show you how fast these are moving. So basically, what we're looking at right now is, you know, still very dangerous storms because we have a lot going on. But what you want to do is, you know, basically just stay alert. Okay, so the Benton County one.
Okay, I'm going to go over to that one, Mary. I'm going to take it right now. If you guys can go over to Max 1, I'm going to take over for Benton County because I've got it all together now. We do have storms that we're watching, okay? So basically we're watching this entire line that's east of I-65, as you can see right here. We also have storms out to the west there. I don't think that's my right shot. And the western shots are in Benton County down to the south here. So storms are really starting to develop. We have flash flood warnings up to the north, as you can see right in here. We also have flash flood warnings over through parts of southern Kentucky to the east. But I'm going to zoom in here and I'm going to show you the storm in particular. Now, this is a storm right here that is severe thunderstorm warned until 2:30 in the morning for wind gusts to 60. It does have a little bit of hail with it, as you can see right in there. That hail right near Parsons, and all of this is moving to the east-northeast, and it's moving at about 45 to 50 miles an hour. So you can see this storm starting to get some strength yet again and go over the same areas that have already been hit and damaged pretty hard. So it's going to head towards Lobelville at about 2 in the morning. Only we'll see this at about 2:08. Centerville is going to see this at about 219, and then Wrigley, you'll see this at about 227. So, folks, we've got a very active storm right now. We also have that tornado watch that is up through 3 a.m. for areas in Middle Tennessee here, and notice that it has been extended. I want to point this out. Through Cookeville, through Jamestown now until 3 in the morning. We also have severe thunderstorm watches until 5 for the western counties. So several things ongoing at this point. Biggest thing is we have those severe thunderstorm warnings that are in effect, and we're watching in particular here this one right over the Buffalo Valley area, just north of Buffalo Valley. Now it would be like over 96. The bright greens, the bright reds. There are broad-based rotation, but still something we got to watch. Definitely going to have a lot of strong wind gusts coming down over Buffalo Valley, and all this is moving east. So Baxter, you would be up next for this. This storm is strong. This is the storm that produced the tornado, the large violent tornado that's been on the ground for a bit, and this is continuing to move to the east, although it looks like it's broadening just a bit. Still some bright red in there, though, as it moves closer to the Baxter area and then would move farther to the east. But at least the good news is we have no tornado warnings at this hour. That's one thing that's keeping most of us safe, but we do still have severe thunderstorm warnings. And yes, they are even saying in the one for Benton and Decatur counties that a tornado is possible, although I didn't see anything on it yet. So
pretty big hail, 1.2, 1.25 inch.
Well, I was going to say, if you want to jump on Max 3, I've got photos of that damage in Germantown and a ton of hail photos.
Right.
We've got them coming in from all over. Yeah, if you guys wouldn't mind taking Max 3, I'd love to show some of that, because this storm obviously has had a really strong history of damage. So that's something that's a little bit scary, obviously, when it comes down to it. So this is a look at Germantown. Jack Brown's completely destroyed. Our own Stassi almost sent this in from one of her friends. Another photo of that damage. I mean, it's a tough sight to see. Obviously, see a lot of first responders there and even people on scene just trying to figure out what on earth is happening. We've had a lot of photos coming in from hail in Charlotte, and particularly large hail. I mean, just because we don't have a tornado warning right now doesn't mean this storm isn't dangerous. A severe thunderstorm warning is certainly nothing to, you know, turn up your nose at. It's definitely dangerous, especially when we're talking about hail this big. I mean, this is, I'd say, bigger than a golf ball, what we're looking at right now. I mean, a little bit closer to tennis ball sized hail from Charlotte. April sent in that photo. Dana sent in this one. Look at all of that hail. I mean, these are just a few of the photos we've gotten over the last couple of hours. So just something to keep in mind, folks. Just because there's no tornado on the ground doesn't mean that the storm isn't dangerous. Hail is a threat. Very gusty winds are a threat. Definitely. I'm sorry, guys upstairs. What did you say? I didn't hear you too well. Oh, Brent's outside right now? All right. All right. Brent, let's hear what's going on. What are you seeing right now?
Hey, that's right. This is Spring Street right here. You can see a lot of power lines down, a lot of damage. We're right next to Topgolf, and you can see they've got the bridge actually shut down. The Knight's Inn taking a lot of damage, and this U-Haul factory or building looks like it has been demolished. You can see the trailers actually overturned on their sides. A lot of people coming out of their hotel or the motel, the Knight's Inn. You can take a look, Jerry, up on the second or third floor. There looks like there might be searching through there to make sure everyone's okay. This is a lot of damage here, a lot of debris. We can't really get much further than this. As mentioned, there are a lot of downed power lines, but again, Spring Street right here. Take a look off to the left and you can see where we were just moments ago up on I-24 West, where there are two overturned FedEx semis. There's a car also that was damaged. We did manage to speak with the drivers of those cars. They said, or those semis, excuse me. They said that they are okay. They are lucky to be alive. They said they saw the wind just blow through and push them off the interstate. Back here to Spring Street, though, a lot of emergency personnel out here. Jerry, if we could zoom in, you can see maybe some people coming out from behind that building. We've seen a few families with bags and flashlights kind of walking out from across this bridge here, and still a lot of damage. So I just lost service here. We are going to gather our thoughts here, but once we do, we will give you some more damage updates. But again, off to the right here, Jerry, you can see some more residents maybe walking across the bridge from Germantown. Hopefully everything okay there.
All right. Hey, Brent, this is Neil back in the studio here. I know a lot of emergency crews are working in the downtown area right now, responding at this point, and I think folks are being urged just to stay away from these damaged sites right now. Fortunately, back here at the studio, no reports of any injuries, but of course this is very preliminary. I can tell you from experiencing the '98 situation where a tornado hit Nashville, just to our disbelief, we're going through a similar long-term severe weather event, and when you look at the radar and what Danielle is tracking out near Camden, this is going to be a long morning for most of us, but there are numerous power outages right now. We understand that. It's clear that this, as we get some light on this in a few hours from now, we are going to have a widespread path of damage, really from the west side of town all the way possibly out as far as Mount Juliet and even beyond that. We're tracking a possible tornado on the ground now with severe thunderstorms off to our west. Brent, I want to ask you about the interstate. As far as you could see, everyone was okay?
Yeah, the two semi-drivers we spoke to said that they are okay. The other driver involved said he was okay as well. One of those semis said that he was lifted up off of I-24 and actually shot out into that big median area there just off the Jefferson exit. If you're familiar with that area, a big open space. He said he didn't know what was going to happen. His vehicle left there. He walked up and said he's thankful to be alive. So that's the good news here. I do want to show you the damage here. We've gotten a little bit closer to the U-Haul. This looks like a bomb went off in this area here. This is right next to the Knights Inn, right on Spring Street, as we mentioned. The gas station torn up pretty bad. And what you're looking at, this was a building. This is completely demolished. There is shattered glass. There are U-Hauls on their sides. And a second ago, we actually saw a piece of the traffic light that had been ripped off. You can almost see the path from where this storm moved through. And again, just, I mean, look at this. This is all debris. This looks like part of the back of a U-Haul that maybe would have held the lift gate there, and scooters. So this is a lot of damage, and we've only seen a small portion of this at this time. We are going to keep on moving around, but again, you got to think that there are a lot of people out here trying to get through this, and hopefully say a prayer for all these people, because this is a lot of damage and a very scary situation. Danielle?
Hey, Brent, appreciate that. We'll cut back to you in just a little bit. Yeah, Danielle, what do you have?
All right, well, here we go, Neil. We got another tornado warning, and we were watching this cell for a little bit. It looked like it was starting to tighten back up, and this is that same cell that produced the tornado around Nashville, that moved into Mount Juliet, that moved into Lebanon, and it has been really holding together, and now a new tornado warning has been issued for Jackson, Overton, and Putnam counties, folks, until 2:15 in the morning. So if you live in this purple polygon right here, I really need to stress to you, you need to take your tornado precautions. Now, just to let you know, I don't even know what time. It's 1-something in the morning, and I can tell you that you need to call anybody you know that lives in this area. It's going to be coming to Cookeville first, and then possibly Rickman, Monterey, and even Crawford here. Again, here we go. You see the bright red, you see the bright green. It's just north of Baxter, right in this area, and here is where that tornado would possibly be located at this point. And that would be headed right over to the east. So just north, really, of downtown Cookeville. It's just really north of Baxter. It's right over 56 at this point here, guys, and it will be going over 111 next. So, folks, if you live in this area right in here, you need to start taking your tornado precautions, meaning going down to the lowest level, a room with no windows, preferably a bathroom, a basement, a closet. Folks, take this very seriously. This is the one that already created the very large, dangerous, destructive tornado, and now it is moving to the east. Cookeville, you're in the path. Rickman, you're in the path. Monterey, you're in the path, and also Crawford. Now, I am going to put a storm track on it because it is moving to the east at about 45 miles an hour. So as I expand out on this, it will be in Rickman at about 2:03. So Rickman, you just have under about 10 to 13 minutes before it's going to be right on top of you. Cookeville, you've got about 5 minutes before it comes over you, and it may clip you, actually, Cookeville. So Cookeville, if you live in Cookeville right now, you need to take your tornado precautions. We also want to tell Monterey folks to get up. If you know anyone in these areas that I am mentioning, Columbia Hill, Crawford, Vine Ridge, please wake your friends, wake your family members up, because this is a storm that has a history of producing violent tornadoes, by the way. I just want to let you know this is the tornado warned storm, and I want to just get to one more thing just real fast here and see where we have a new severe thunderstorm warning. Now, this is for Hickman, Humphreys, and Perry County. So as we're watching tornado warned storms to the east, now we're watching severe storms back to the west in same areas that had a lot of damage. By the way, speaking of damage, we want to go out to Brett. He's there with more.
And then the Knights Inn, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
Hey, that's right. We actually just talked to a couple here, Natasha and Jason. They were in the Knights Inn. You're getting out here and looking at the damage. I mean, what was that like when the storm passed through here?
It was really scary. Like, we were looking outside and trying to get a little video because it was dead, no real wind or rain, but the sirens were going off, and we're not used to that. We're from Canada, so it doesn't happen where we live. And then all of a sudden it started getting really crazy windy. Everything's blowing towards the door, and you could hear things falling. And we just sort of ran into the bathroom, hopped in the bathtub because we didn't know what to do. And then afterwards, our friends are on the other side of the hotel, and we went around to them, and there's flashing down, and there's big trailers that are flipped over, and there's, what are they, cinder blocks and everything everywhere. Just,
I think the tornado actually touched down behind us at the hotel because there's a lot of, like, you know, semi-truck trailers that were moved over, loads that were blown everywhere. That's where all the cinder blocks came from. I'd actually seen the sign on the top there that was like a three-way sign or something. It started moving. There was flashing, flying everywhere, a lot of debris and everything. And it was almost over just as fast as it happened. It wasn't very long, like maybe 5 minutes. I have a bit of experience with weather and everything, being a pilot and stuff, so I was kind of watching the clouds and getting an idea of where maybe the next one's going to come. Like, it was pretty quick with the emergency warning that we got on the phone. I'll bet you when these things were buzzing 5 minutes later, if that, you know, the tornado was already rolling through. So it was more kind of shock than anything. And our first instinct was just to get in the bathroom and sit, you know, hide in the tub, I guess. And Natasha's a firefighter, so she kind of had a good idea of what to do as well, too. And you really smell a huge gas leak that's out front of the building. I think the firefighters know about it, and they're trying to get it handled. They were thinking the structure of the building was compromised as well, but they checked it out and they cleared us to go back in. I originally wanted to get the hell out of here, just get to the airport and figure out what we're going to do from there. But I think at this point now, we think we're okay to go back. I'm still leery about that gas leak and everything, but I mean,
y'all are okay though. Your friends are okay, and
everyone's okay. There doesn't seem to be anybody injured there. Everybody we talked to and saw, just a bunch of scared people.
There's a hotel apparently that was there, which might be a different result. I don't know. The Clarion. We're out in the parking lot. We hear lots of screaming and stuff like that, and it doesn't sound like a very good situation. I mean, I don't know. Part of me wanted to jump in there and go help, but at the same time, I'm not trying to be a frickin' hero completely. Just
certainly still a dangerous situation. Well, thank y'all very much, and I'm glad y'all are okay. But yeah, you get a sense right there of just how bad this was for someone who went through it again. That is the Clarion off in the distance. We've seen some lights, flashlights through there. So we're going to go try to assess some more of this damage. But again, scary situation. The good news is right now, firefighters on the scene telling us that they've only had to deal with people who were trapped. They got them out, but that's just one of the many areas affected. So with that, we'll send things over to Danielle and try to find out what's going on.
All right. Yes, we want to let you know what's going on because we still at this hour have a tornado warning that is in effect. By the way, it is now 1:54 in the morning. We have a tornado warning in effect until 2:15. This is for Jackson, Overton, and Putnam counties, folks. This is the storm that has a history of producing a large, violent tornado. So it's not something you want to take lightly. Right now, it looks like it would be centered over Cookeville. Lots of lightning with the storm, heavy downpours, gusty winds, and yes, hail is coming down with this one as well. Folks, you need to be taking your tornado precautions right now in Cookeville, getting down to the lowest level, preferably a room with no windows, a bathroom, a basement. I can't stress this enough. This storm is quickly looking like it is beginning to wrap up. I want to show you what I'm talking about here in Cookeville. There's some bright reds, but you see some bright reds and bright greens right in that area there. Now it's over there. It's little dots, but it could be a small tornado right now. That is east, west of Cookeville, would be heading east of Cookeville. And there's also, it looks like a little bit of rotation near Allgood, too. So, folks, there's two areas of concern right now that I'm kind of looking at here as we look at this tornado-warned area. One about to move over Allgood. So, Allgood, you need to be downstairs in the basement taking over your tornado precautions. And then this other one right near Cookeville, just to the west of downtown Cookeville. So, folks, if you know anybody, I mean, it's late at night or early in the morning, however you want to put it, you need to be waking up your friends, your family members, just call them. Make sure they're awake because this is a dangerous situation. This is a storm that has a history of producing tornadoes. Okay, and this is the latest track I put on this one. Brotherton would see this at 202. It's basically on top of Allgood at this point. Then we would see this in Beaver Hill at about 207, Hanging Limb at 214, Muddy Pond 217, in Clark Range at about 212. And by the way, it looks like there might be some tightening going on down south of even the tornado warned storm. This is in the severe thunderstorm warned storm. Yeah, right in this area, right in there. Looks like there could be some rotation here, too. So we're going to have to watch all of this carefully. Guess what? As I just talked about that, a tornado warning got issued for that area. So, folks, that's what I was looking at. It's tightening up. We're getting areas that are just tightening up as we go. So let me get right to this one, too, and show you this. This is the very latest. A tornado warning now for Cumberland, Putnam, and White counties. This is until 2:30 in the morning. So these are my folks on the plateau. Please, please, please take this seriously. This is an area of concern. This is an area that has already wrapped up and produced a very large, violent tornado at one point, and now it's beginning to wrap up again because this is an area that hasn't had much yet tonight. So it still has the warm temperatures. It has the moisture. It has the instability needed to get things going. All right, here we go. The bright reds and the bright greens right in this area, right in here. So this would be just south of Baxter now, just south of Cookeville, this other area of concern. And this is going to be going over 111 very quickly. So, folks, if you live, just south of Cookeville near 111, it's coming to you, okay? It's racing to the east at about 40. And then if it continues on this path, Mayland, you would be in the direct path of this. It would run over 70 north. Monterey, you might even get clipped by this one, too, the southern edge of this. So we got to watch both of these. We have 2 active tornado warnings at this point over on the plateau. If I put a storm track on this one for you, because it is going at about 45 to 50 miles an hour, here are some of the town names in the path of the storm. So Gofton, you would see this at about 206. So you got about 5 minutes to get downstairs in your safe zone. Please take these warnings seriously. It is overnight, folks. It is dangerous outside. You need to be doing that. Board Valley, you would see this at about 211. Monterey, you would see this at about 217. And this is starting to brighten up in that pink. I don't like the look of that. It's starting to strengthen as we speak with the latest scans coming on in. Mayland would see this at about 222 and the Plateau 227. So an area of concern. Little bit of hail with this one, just south of Baxter. Yes?
We do have damage just west of Cookeville, Highway 70. It's Prosperity Point and Highway 70. There's homes damaged. So
okay, homes damaged just west of Cookeville. All right, well, that would be the storm that's going by. We've got 2 of them that we're watching in particular. Folks, you just heard it from Mary. There are homes with damage near Cookeville. This is what you need to do right now if you are in those purple polygons. Go down to a room with no windows, go to the lowest level, center of the room, and protect your head and neck. We cannot stress this enough, folks. It is dangerous out there. We've got 2 warnings we're watching. One to the north, one to the south. She said just west of Cookeville. Near.
We have debris.
We have debris, okay.
So if you want to take weather 2 real quick, we could do that. I just want to push this up because this is actually not looking great. So we do have that debris signature. It's just northeast of Cookeville right now. So Whites Point Drive, Dry Valley Road is heading your way. And you want to be seeking shelter right now. So Brotherton Mountain Road, you folks too, anyone who's directly east of this, but this just came up with the last scan now. So this is brand new. Washington Avenue, this just passed by you. And so on the west side of Cookeville, around 70 there, where this has been riding, there was damage. So already homes damaged. So we know that this is on the ground producing debris.
Yeah, it is. It says a confirmed tornado now over Allgood.
Yeah,
so we have one.
Yeah. So yeah, this is moving over Allgood now. 111. Pushing off, and this is moving how fast? East 60. So it's gotten even quicker. So this is, a tornado is dangerous enough, but when it's moving at 60 miles per hour, just think about it. You drive at 60 miles per hour on the highway. So Whites Point Drive, this is, an imminent threat right now, an immediate threat. Seek shelter. You need to be on the lowest level of your home, and a basement is ideal, but a lot of people don't have those. So lowest level of your home, a room without windows, cover your head and neck. So Brotherton Mountain Road, Macedonia Road, you folks. So I'm going to continue to kind of get a closer view. North Plantation Drive, Whites Point Drive, and you know that I'm calling out names just east of where the debris is, but that's because this is heading your way right now. Falling Water Drive, you guys, Poplar Grove Road, it was Falling Water Road, excuse me, the Lane Road, Benson Road, Old Highway 42, Green Mountain Road. You folks, please seek shelter. This is overall good. We just got the newest update. You can see how fast it moves from scan to scan, and they're running this radar fast. These come out every couple of minutes now. So Dry Valley Road, this is over you right now, producing debris. And when we see debris on our debris tracker, and I'm going to zoom out and take a look to the south. I don't see any debris to the south, but there is a very obvious debris signature, is what we call it. So very obvious debris over all good. So North Plantation Drive, Whites Point Drive, Brotherton Mountain Road, Green Mountain. Get in your safe spot now. We want to make sure that you stay safe, but this is definitely not looking good.
We're gonna shift though, Mary. Now we got another thing we got to worry about, because now they're saying just south of Cookeville they're getting a confirmed tornado, and you can see this on, if you go to Weather One, I can tell because the bright green and bright red is happening. So right now it would be near Hillwood Drive, near Bunker Hill Road, right over 111 right now, folks.
See that?
This thing is tightening up. I'm going to put a circle around it so you guys can see this again, but it's really starting to strengthen. This is not great. This is definitely a confirmed tornado on the ground, heading over 111 right now. Again, I'm going to zoom into some of these streets because this is right over your neighborhood. Peace Lane, Bayview Drive, Old Sparta Road, Lake Villa Circle, Old Bridge Road, Clearville Drive, Hidden Cove Road, Bob Bullock Road, River Bend Road. Why am I telling you all this? Because I want you guys, you only have a minute or two. You've literally got to go downstairs right now. I need you to get out of bed and go downstairs. This is going to be heading over 70 south, or 70 north, excuse me, near Pfeiffer Mountain Road, Cherry Creek Road. This would be over near Overstreet Drive, Bartlett Road, Hunter Cove Road. I'm just looking at all this stuff, but it's really starting to tighten up, and that really scares me a little, the way it looks right now, which would... and they just looks like they're adding, or they're
looking at debris tracker. There's a little bit of green now in the middle of the red here, so there might be, in the next scan, we might be able to see the debris with this one, and we can definitely see it with the one right now that's over North Plantation Drive. All good. This is just your basically on the east side, southeast side, but Paragon Road, if you're in Brotherton Mountain Road, you need to be taking shelter. You need to be sheltered now.
So here's what we're finding out, just so we know about this. So if you live near North McBroom, Chapel Road area, there's homes destroyed. People are trapped now in Home Partridge Trail. I don't know where that is, but if we know where that is, that's an area that's getting hit really hard right now.
Okay.
Hopefully somebody can help them, because that's really important, folks. What we're trying to stress to you is this is not, okay, this could be happening. Oh, maybe it's happening. No, this is happening. This is something where you need to be taking your tornado precautions right now, folks. Mary was tracking the northern edge of the storm. I'm tracking the southern edge of the storm here, and this is the area of rotation right in here. Gofton, you need to get downstairs in the lowest level right now. You don't have any time to lose. Mayland, 243, not much longer after that. Actually, it's going to be there way before that. It's probably going to be there in about 20 minutes or so. Campbell Junction, the Plateau, Woody, all this area. It's going to be, this rotation is really going to be paralleling I-40, just like it was doing as we went through Wilson County, as it went towards Gordonsville, that area there. So we're watching this one in particular here because this is where the area is starting to strengthen quite a bit. So we have several warnings. You can see this. Now we also have several hail cores. One to the north, that's the northern edge that Mary's been watching, that one north of Cookeville, and then the one south of Cookeville. That's the one over Allgood right now. And in both areas, there are confirmed tornadoes, so you need to get down to a room with no windows, going down the lowest level and protecting your head and neck. Just to give you some perspective, the tornado-warned storms are to the east. We have flash flooding in the middle and up in southern Kentucky, and now we have severe storms down to our south and to our west. Some of these could easily turn over to tornado warnings too. So we have to watch everything. The sky is starting to light up. We have tons of energy in the atmosphere to work with, and so we're going to watch it all very carefully. But again, the reason why we're staying with you live on television is because we have a new tornado warning that just got issued again for Jackson, Putnam, and Overton County. So we're going to watch that in Cumberland, Putnam, and White counties. That tornado warning up, observed tornado, considerable. Oh boy, here we go again. Okay, let's get down low.
Yes, and that rotation is definitely tightened over the last couple of radar scans. So we have two warnings right now, but the northern cell is not quite as impressive looking, but the southern one is, especially on velocities. So, kind of turning back on the velocity right here, notice it's definitely looking tight, confirmed tornado, getting closer to 70 as we speak. So here's the rotation right here. Watson Road, you need to be in your safe spot right now. Lake Point Drive, Overstreet Drive. I'm going to get even closer to see if I can get some of these smaller roads here. Cherokee Drive, Lakeshore Drive, Stamps Way, Lake Valley. It's over you at this point. Bridgeway Drive, Twin Creeks Drive. So Rolling Hills Road, Rocky Point Road, Victor View Drive, East Victor Drive, East Victory View Drive, Fox Knob Lane.
I know.
Oh, wait, it was good.
We're having side conversation.
Oh, we're having so many conversations.
But no, we're exactly what you're exactly talking about is why I'm saying is because we do have a confirmed tornado. It is large. It is extremely dangerous, like you're saying.
It's right over Watson Road.
Right, and so you're basically saying this is where we want to go. We want to go street to street. And folks, if Mary is rattling off your street right now, you need to listen to her, and you need to go in your basement. If you have friends or family members that live out there, give them a phone call. It is 2:07 in the morning.
Wake them up.
Most people went to sleep. We need to wake everybody up.
Wake people up. But these are, and this is so incredibly fast moving. So so basically this is right southeast of Cookeville along 40, 70 north there. It's heading toward Monterey. Monterey, please be in your safe spot because this is a fast mover. It's going to be there before you know it. But, you know, the scans are coming in. So Rocky Point Road at this point, Shady Lane, East Victory View Drive, and this is pushed east. So we have the latest scan, Rocky Point Road, Fox Knob Lane, Rolling Hills Road, Hyder Mountain Road, Jim Smith Road. You need to be using extreme caution. So Macedonia Cemetery Road, Rocky Point Road, Rod and Gun Club Road.
There's a lot going on.
Welch Road, and I'm zooming in real tight so you know what's going on. East Victory Drive, Shady Lane, and I'll go back out real quick, and what I'm going to do right now is actually put a tracker on this right where the rotation is. And you can see this clearly on radar. There's that easterly movement. It's
Monterey doesn't have much time, by the way. Monterey doesn't have much time.
So here it is. That's the rotation right there, and I did not do a great job of drawing that. But here, I'm going to push this off to the east. So this is moving incredibly fast, and you know, Monterey, you've got just a few minutes, not even. You need to be in your safe spot right now. Rocky Point as well, Monterey, Sand Springs, and Rennie. Please, please, please get to your safe spot. You don't have much time. And it's early in the morning. Call people, wake them up. This is pretty tight rotation right here. And it's right along in Shady Lane. If you're not in your safe spot, please get in it right now. East Victory Drive, right there, Fox Knob Lane. And this is pushing off to the east. So Shady Lane, this is probably, if it's not already over you, you've got maybe a minute tops.
Oh no, this is getting worse.
Okay.
Injuries have been reported now in Putnam County.
All right.
Folks, this is a serious thing.
Fox Trace Lane.
Is that what you were saying?
Yes.
Overton County, Jackson, Overton lines. Folks, injuries are now being reported with this storm. This is a large tornado. It is on the ground. It is on the ground. And if we were to say where it is, it's probably somewhere near Shady Lane. It's right over 70 North right now, paralleling Interstate 40 again. I know that's scary, but it's doing it again. And it's tightly winding up. Now, here are some roads that are coming right into the path of it. It's going to be Penn Hook Road, Verbal Church Road, Calf Killer Road, Mill Creek Road, okay? I'm going to come out here. I had already circled it. It's already moved because it's a fast-moving, large confirmed tornado on the ground here. This one is moving directly towards Monterey. It is paralleling Interstate 40. I want to reiterate this, and I want to talk to you all and say that it is in the morning hours right now. It is very dangerous. We've already had a confirmed tornado from this cell, and now we're getting more of that as we go. It looks like this one is going to head towards Monterey. It's moving to the east at about 45 miles an hour, so it's moving pretty quickly here. And it does have injuries reported in Putnam County from this cell. And I'm just going to real quick put a track on this so you guys can see this as we pull out and just because it's moving fast. It's even moving faster than this. So Monterey, you have like barely any time. Sand Springs, it's about to be on top of you. If you live in Sand Springs, please go down to the lowest level, center of a room with no windows. Plateau, you don't have much time either. It's heading to you next. Basically, this is going to leave the Cookeville area and head towards Monterey. It's going to go right over Monterey, and then it might go over. It might even hit Maitland. In between, and then Cumberland Lakes Drive, 62. Basically, if it continues on this path, it's really going to go where 40 intersects with 70 North, kind of a lot, and then 62, it's going to go right towards South Monterey and Calf Killer here. So again, we're watching this storm. It is a large confirmed tornado on the ground. It is very dangerous. Verizon has been down in Overton for quite some time. Overton County is without power. All of the southern end of Overton County is without power right now. That is not good news either. This is a large, dangerous tornado that is on the ground. There's some bright reds. There's some bright greens. This is Monterey. You do not have any time. It is right by you. It is literally a mile, less than a mile probably from you. It's going over Interstate 40 as we speak, which is even more scarier. It's going to be near Parker Road. I'm just trying to see some other.
Pinhook Road.
Yeah, Pinhook Road, Sand Springs Church Road. It's right near Sandy Stone Camp Road. It's right over there right now, but it's going to be heading towards B Rock Road, South Popular Street, Industrial Drive, Icy Cove Road, Calf Killer Highway, Verbal Church Road or something like that, and then Monterey. It'll be heading into you next. So if it continues on this path, the way it's going, it's probably going to hit South Monterey, southern downtown Monterey. Literally. So again, this is a storm that we're going to have to continue to watch and monitor this. Just to let you know, this is the same storm that when it came through Nashville, it produced a large, dangerous tornado, and it is doing it again right now near Monterey in Putnam County area, and it is heading towards Cumberland, Putnam, and White counties. They're all included in this tornado warned storm. I'm just going to look at CC, see if we see anything, but it's not really showing CC.
No, I haven't seen much, and I wonder if it's too far away from the radar. I'm going to try looking from a different one.
Yeah, it doesn't look like. Although now the latest scan just loosened it. Wait, hang on a second. It doesn't look as strong. That is good news. Okay, the latest scan, I'm going to just circle it again. Remember how we had the bright greens and bright reds? Now it still is bright pink, which means there's still very strong winds with this storm. But now they're saying, okay, so they're issuing the tornado warning for Cumberland, Fentress, Overton, and Putnam. So they're adding in a new tornado. They're adding more people into this. Okay, hold on. Let me just clear this out, and let's just go over it here real quick. Hold on. I'm going to bring this in. Hey, Neil, do you want to...
do you need a second, Danielle?
I was going to say...
We'll give you a second, Danielle, if you need it to kind of reset things over there. Yeah. Do we have those live shots ready for us?
Velocity trackers.
All right. Right now, Brent Ramadna is downtown. He was down over near Cowan Street and James Robertson Parkway. He's been moving around. We have trucks over on the interstate. Now we're hearing about injuries from Mount Juliet all the way out through Cookeville right now. Brent, I'm concerned. We have about 30,000 people without power right now, Brent, and people are walking around the streets with these down power lines everywhere. Go ahead and take it away. Get us the information.
Yeah, that's right. North First Street North First Street and Spring Street here. Peyton, you were in the clear and when that actually came through. That's the other hotel that we were pointing out. Completely dark. Power is out. What was it like when this storm moved through?
We just got back from the hotel, or from downtown, got to our hotel, and the roof from the other building right next to us was blown off, hitting our roof or our wall and windows, and the roof of our hotel below us was ripped off, and it was hitting our stuff, and yeah, it was pretty scary, really. I don't know. I hope everyone's all right. Yeah, like you said, we walked downstairs and everyone was in the stairway and huddled up. It looked like, I don't think anyone in our hotel really got hurt, but definitely windows knocked out and roofs gone, leaking all over in the hotel.
When you walk out and see this damage, I mean, did you picture this is what you'd see after the storm moved through?
No, not at all. It was really quick, actually. It came through and I figured it was pretty bad, but not nearly as bad as this, as fast as it went through. It was pretty shocking to me, actually.
You know, you get a sense when you're actually down here looking around, there's literally people just kind of coming out of the debris, coming out from across the bridge all over here. More people, as we see with suitcases and whatnot. I mean, you were heading to spring break. You made a stop here, and you said now your car is destroyed.
Yeah, it's in the parking lot, windows shattered out of it, scratches everywhere. Yeah, it's a bad deal. I mean, these trucks over here, semi-trailers, there's one of them now in our parking lot blocking us from anyone getting out of the hotel. I think that's the only way into the parking lot and the only way out. And there's two of those semi-trailers in the front of them, and power lines down everywhere, light poles on cars, and yeah, it's a mess.
What's next for you all?
Well, figure out if we can get another rental car and see if we can make it to spring break or not.
Thank you very much. I'm glad you all are okay. Hang in there. But again, you can just see the damage here on Spring Street. the power is out as well, and you can see a lot of downed power lines. Again, this is North 1st Street and Spring Street. We cannot get over the bridge into Germantown, but this is right next to Top Golf. Again, we've seen a lot of people crossing that bridge coming to this side. We saw a couple actually kind of embrace each other as they came across with suitcases. So you have to see that this damage very bad here, and as the sun comes up, I'm sure we'll start to get a better picture of how bad this storm is. You can actually see off in the distance some lights. Looks like they're searching through some of the debris, but I do want to pan off to the left again just to show you how close this is to downtown Nashville, just almost a stone's throw away. Something that is really just, you know, crazy to see. Still kind of speechless, just forming my words here, but again, this U-Haul building destroyed, and then the power out. That is the hotel they were staying in, the Clarion. Off in the distance you can see power completely out. So again, firefighters out. They said they've taken a few people that were trapped inside the buildings. We don't have any reports of any injuries yet. Again, we are on the ground, so that information we're just hearing firsthand from these first responders out here. Again, thank you to all those first responders that are out there right now. And again, if you are out driving, like we've seen a few cars, do be careful, because there are a lot of downed power lines. If you see something, maybe call police as well, because there are still could be some people that are trapped under some of this debris. Guys, back to you.
Still a dangerous situation, a very dangerous situation. Brent, thank you. Appreciate that. The difference between the 98 tornado and this tornado is about a 1/10 of a mile difference in the exact path. And the difference in Nashville is that we have so many more people living in this area than we did in 1998. And what you're looking at right now is video from the lead forecaster with the National Weather Service from his house, and that is the tornado as it moved through north of downtown. He describes a debris field that he was watching, and when you see lightning, those are power, those are transformers exploding, but when you see lightning, you can actually get the outline of the base of the tornado as it did move through downtown Nashville right there. Just stunning video from Sam Schamberger there from the National Weather Service of this tornado event that as it moved through downtown Nashville. This is the same cell that held together as it moved all the way out through the Cookeville area and out toward Monterey. And we have more severe weather off to our west. By no means is this weather event over. Now, Christina Shalhoop, our newest member of the team, also a meteorologist, has been looking through some of the damage pictures, and I'm not sure if we did. First of all, Danielle, do we need to come back to you first?
Yeah, we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning too here that I just got in.
Why don't you update us on the thunderstorm warning, then we'll go to Christina if upstairs is okay with that, and she can show you.
Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, because I want to get through all this stuff, because we got a new severe thunderstorm warning that just got issued. This is for Jackson, Putnam, Smith counties until 3 in the morning. This is a cell behind the tornado warning storm, by the way, for wind gusts to 65 miles an hour. It also has hail, at least a quarter size in nature. You can see the hail right over Carthage near the Granville area, at least a ½ inch in diameter there. We're looking at velocity to see if there's any rotation. That does not look likely, which is good news. We don't want that, but we still have the tornado warning storm. They did drop the 2 other tornado warnings, but we still have one for Cumberland, for Fentress, for Overton and Putnam counties until 2:45 in the morning, folks. And you can see this is a line of storms. This is the one that was already causing a large tornado on the ground in Putnam County, and so they have kept that warning going. Now, it is hard to tell on this map because the radar feeds are kind of smoothing over each other, but I would say somewhere just east now of really Monterey, moving towards Clark Range would be where the rotation is. So Clark Range, you need to take your tornado precautions now. It would be just north of Mayland. Heads up for you folks there as well. Be thinking about your tornado precautions either way. And then obviously this would be moving over 127 here, and then this is 62. So it's right over 62, and it's about to run over 127. So folks, if you live in this area and you live in the purple polygon, take this very seriously. This is a storm that has produced multiple tornadoes along the way and could be producing one as of right now. Definitely producing very strong wind gusts with this storm, and definitely is moving to the east at about 50 miles an hour. Not a lot of hail with that one. That's the good news. But one thing you want to think about is going to a room with no windows, lowest level, center of the room, and protecting your head and neck. Now, I want to get to some other things. We've got several flash flood warnings, so this is another thing. this situation could turn into a flash flooding event as we head into the morning hours. And this is not good timing because this is going to time out with the ride into work. We got a flash flood warning that is up for Christian, Trigg, and Todd counties until way later, till 12:15 today. We've got one until 3:30 in the morning for Cheatham, Davidson, Sumner, and Wilson counties, because we've seen quite a bit of rain in a very short period of time. And just to give you a little perspective on where all the active weather is, we've got lots of weather north of I-40, but now we're starting to see more storms back building out in West Tennessee, and we've got another severe thunderstorm warning down here, which is over towards Lobelville and Coble. You're seeing some storms right now, some strong storms. Centerville, Wrigley. Okay, this is Hickman, Humphreys, Perry County, another area that's already been hit by storms. You have a severe thunderstorm warning now until 2:30 in the morning. So I just want to make sure you folks are aware of that, with some hail and also some gusty winds. All right, Christina, let's go over to you with more.
Yeah, Danielle, I mean, this storm certainly has a very violent history and, of course, a history of producing tornadoes, which is why we're on air in the first place, of course. Look at this picture. It is so well defined. Zach Delaney sent this in. This is Briley Parkway at Elm Hill Parkway. You can just see, I mean, look at it. You can see the funnel here. Oh, do we have another warning coming up? Oh, we're good? Okay, I just want to make sure.
Okay.
All right, well, yeah, either way. I mean, look, you can see it so very clearly in this photo. It's a violent storm, has a history of producing tornadoes. We've got a number of photos and videos coming in from areas like downtown, Germantown. A lot of damage associated with this storm. This is a photo from Germantown. This is Music City Cleaners. You can see the building is just in shambles. One of many examples of the damage that we've been seeing. Another one, our own Julia Palazzo sent this in from 9th Ave North. Power lines down all over the place. We've been getting a lot of reports like this. Power lines down, power poles down, trees down, cars unable to drive all over the roads. Honestly, folks, it's a bit of a mess right now. It's another photo from 9th Avenue just showing the extent of the damage. I mean, I know it's a little bit tough to see considering it is kind of the middle of the night right now. It's what, about 2 in the morning, something like that? Yeah, so definitely not exactly a great situation. Unfortunately, waking up to it's not going to be easy as well. And I do want to show you this. Mount Juliet Police just tweeted this out. Our community's been impacted significantly. There are multiple homes damaged and multiple injuries. We have requested mutual aid from allied agencies. We continue to search for injured. Stay home if you can. Watch for down power lines. So just an example of the damage between what we're seeing and what they're saying as well. Neil, what's going on over there?
Well, we just got word of the nature of the damage. Donaldson Christian Academy obliterated was the description, and thank goodness this was out of school at this point. Donaldson Christian Academy. So if you know that area, it's again a densely packed area. So let's just hope that everyone is okay through this area. Julie Palazzo lives in the storm path right now. Can't get out of her apartment because the gates won't work and there's no electricity downtown. She does join us by phone right now. We're looking at that picture that you took. Julia, it's hard to make out here back in the studio with the lack of light. Describe what you're seeing and where you are.
Hey, Neil. Yeah, so I live in the Germantown area, which, you know, from what I'm hearing, sounds like it's you know, heavily affected by the storm. So, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong on timing, but it was a little before 1 o'clock this morning when we got that warning. It sounded like an Amber Alert sound on my phone. And, you know, I just didn't really think much of it, being half asleep. And then all of a sudden, I talked to so many viewers covering tornadoes during my career, and they always say that they hear this whistling sound, this really rough sound outside, and I heard that exact sound.
Yeah.
And it sounded like the furniture near my pool area in my building just was, you know, shoveling around all over the place. So I ended up looking outside what was safe to, and the back of my building, as you can see in pictures, power lines are down, and there's some cars that were parked behind there, and they're damaged. And we ended up talking to one of the car owners there. So yeah, like you said, power's out in my building. I'm going to be meeting our photographer, so I will be on the air within the hour or so, but I can't leave the building because we have a secured gate.
Well, and it's just with down power lines everywhere. This is going to be, is this the 5th and Jefferson location? And if you know where the I Believe in Nashville mural is in that area, the building that is on has been obliterated. So, you know, you're looking at category 3, 4 type of damage at some of these areas there. Of course, way too early to call that. I'm just trying to, in my best ability, to describe the type of damage that we're seeing, where you have long-standing brick buildings that have been torn down. We watched an infant, a very young infant, being loaded into an ambulance a little while ago with parents in tears with that infant. You're watching the scene right now as it kind of unfolds in historic Jefferson Street. It's not too far from the Bicentennial State Mall Park, and not too far from the Sound Stadium. Porter Road in East Nashville is where you are looking at this picture. And if you look in the distance, just jog to slightly to the right, that is the cone or the V of the tornado as it was actually touched down in Nashville. This is a massive, massive funnel on the ground right there. Just look at the distance and look at the width of that thing, and you can see just how big that is, which is why we are seeing this type of damage over a wide area. And again, as Danielle and Mary have been capably telling us through the last couple hours, this thing basically stayed on the ground through Mount Juliet and all the way through Cookeville at this point. That is going to be the 5 Points area. Again, you're looking at poles down, debris strewn all across the area. This is right there at the heart of East Nashville, where those roads come together, and the high school is just off to the right, and you can see the type of damage that we're looking at there with just massive amounts of power outages being reported. Every time I update the NES website, we're looking at nearly 30,000 people, and these are just the people that have reported at this point the type of power outage. Again, these pictures are just absolutely stunning. For longtime residents, you never believed that downtown Nashville could be hit by another strong tornado, but it has in fact happened. We have some new video from downtown Nashville right now, and I'm watching this for the very first time with you. And what I look for is when the lightning flashes, look off in the distance right there, you're seeing the transformers explode, and then you'll start seeing the funnel cloud off in the distance. Yeah, a hotel guest staying in downtown Nashville experiencing this, and there you go. And then you get the view of the transformer exploding. All right, and we're just going to keep playing these videos. Again, this is from Sam Schamberger. You're looking at the lead forecaster for the National Weather Service, taken from his residence and his disbelief at what was going on here. I can't even imagine. It looks like the cranes are being moved by the wind right there. I just can't tell. But again, this is the video here where we were watching the distance when the lightning goes off. You can actually see the funnel. Can we turn the volume up on this? I mentioned earlier that we hadn't heard of any injuries. Well, now that has changed drastically with Mount Juliet Police reporting that. Also, authorities in East Tennessee were obviously staying away from them right now as they are working diligently to assess the damage and search for injured individuals in the debris. Our reporters in downtown Nashville also kind of saying the same thing. We actually watched that baby get in the ambulance. Again, where is this? Bordeaux? Buena Vista. You can see that these buildings, just some of them, are on the ground, just destroyed. A piece of roofing there hanging off a tree branch, and the building behind it just crumpled. Emergency crews are going to have trouble getting into these areas. We can't make it worse by also going into these areas. Right now, just about every emergency group uniformly is saying, please stay in, stay away from these areas. There will be plenty of time to assess this damage at some further point, but don't make it more difficult. I want to show you a tweet as well. That is from Nashville, the Emergency Operations Center and OEM. Public notice: there is an emergency shelter with running water at the Nashville Farmers Market, and that's going to be about 500 yards from the epicenter of where this tornado moved through, almost down Jefferson Street. Again, the downtown interstate, the east loop from Shelby Street through Jefferson, you're not going to be able to get over. We've had tractor trailers blown over onto their side. And Centennial Place, I'm going to show you this there. I mean, the type of damage right here, and Danielle, if you're watching some of this, I mean, it's just it's breathtaking. It's breathtaking to try to figure out the strength of this tornado at this point. But when you see cars and obliterated, mangled, when you see brick buildings that have been here for 100 years absolutely flattened. And I'm looking at some of the pictures that Christina's doing. A lot of people I saw in downtown when they were looking up at the top of these buildings.
Right.
So obviously it's going to take more of the brunt of the wind there. And some of the buildings look like the tops have been sheared off at this point. This is just absolutely...
I just talked to one of my good friends that lives in East Nashville, and they said it's a mess.
Yeah, this is
an absolute mess, and everyone's going out just making sure everybody's okay and looking for each other right now. That's how bad it is.
I'm just, the amount of people that live in the path of this storm right now, it went through some of the most populated areas of downtown Nashville and East Nashville that we have at this point. So.
And we still have a tornado warning, actually,
And we have
Neil.
a tornado. Where is that? Go ahead.
All right, let me tell you a little bit more about that one, if that's okay. First, I just want to show you Nashville right now because, you know, the city, I think this is an interesting shot if I show you my live camera. Look how dark it is. Okay, power's obviously not working for folks. That's where that tornado...
Well, the latest map right now on the power outage is up to 25,000.
I could see that. That is for sure. So a lot of people are in the dark right now.
23.
23, okay. I want to let you know this. The only tornado warning on the map, just so everybody feels a little safer, is in Cumberland and Fentress County, but it is still in effect until 2:45 in the morning, okay, folks? So again, Clark Range, it's past you already. You see this little Boeing signature here. This is some strong winds with this storm. You see some bright pinks in this radar? Right here is where that rotation would be. Now, it's hard to tell because you can't really see the green as well, but again, this is moving to the east, and this is a storm that has a history of producing tornadoes. It produced a tornado over in Putnam County between Allgood and Cookeville, and did a lot of damage in between those areas. So we have to take this very seriously. Folks, I don't want to forget about you. If you live in Fentress County here or Cumberland County, this is about to move out of our viewing area eventually, but it still is tornado warned, and it is moving. It has picked up speed, just so you folks know. It is now moving to the east at about 60 miles an hour. So Bucklick, you're going to see this at about 337. Then Lansing will see this at about 346, Union at about 353, and Oliver Springs at about 4 in the morning. A little bit of hail with this one, just to let you know, too. Not too much, but a little bit. Then we've got a severe thunderstorm warning still for Jackson, for Putnam, for Smith counties until 3 in the morning. Now, this is not tornado warned. It's just a severe thunderstorm warning, and you can kind of see it just south of Gainesboro, just north.